because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniac. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
What's up? Welcome to episode 147. I forgot to say, Idiotbox television. My name, welcome to Idiotbox television. We are on episode 147. Why we're gonna talk about why do we celebrate toxic masculinity? My name is
Troy.
Drummer, thanks for joining in, y'all. Sharif,
Yeah,
you made a good recovery. You brought it back around and you nailed it.
You know, I got thrown off because it falls for half of the. That's then the game on.
He's freezing right. You're freezing right now.
Freezing right now. You got some internet issues over there. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of a.
We got Cherie in the house. Cherie, thanks for joining in.
Yeah, thanks for joining in, Cherie.
As we talk about masculinity. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the link up right now because I know we got to have somebody that's going to want to come up and join us on this subject. Maybe you, Cherie? I don't know. Whoever else is in here, shout out where you from, where you at, who's in here. Roll call time.
Yeah, both y'all.
Roll call time.
Both y'all.
Here we go.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining in. Roll call. Where y'all coming in? Well, you was lagging a little bit, but you're doing all right now.
What's going on?
I don't know.
I mean, it looked like it's gonna rain. Actually, it is raining. It just started raining in the last 2 minutes here.
Okay, so
you're lagging too, Troy.
But everybody's lagging. What's going on? We're under attack. It's a cyber attack. See, this is what happens. See, this is what happens when you are ahead of the curve and you talk about Project 2025 7 months before anybody else does.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's all over the place now.
It's all over the place. Project 2025. If you missed our Project 2025 shows, just go back on the Idiotbox television page and you'll be able to find it. Because now it's making big arguments going on all over the place about if it's true, if it's not, what's real, what's not, who's behind it, who's not behind it.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with that Trump's Project 2025.
Trump's project?
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
But anywho, glad everybody could join us. Make sure you like and share the content. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and X, formerly known as Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go formerly known as Twitter. Oh, X. I'm sorry, I thought you was done. But anyway, y'all, let me step over to this real quick.
For those of you who do not know, we have a Facebook group called the Blacklist. Blacklist is for small business owners and entrepreneurs, where you can network with other small business owners and entrepreneurs, show off your products and services. We actually, Drummer talked to some new, well, they're not new, but there's going to be some new content from two of the people that are already in the Blacklist. One is De La Soul Records. Yep, and the other is
Inner City Fashions and Inner City Braids.
So we're gonna have some interviews coming up with those lovely ladies and their products and services in their company, which is going to be great. Also, make sure that you get the merchandise. We have merchandise on sale. New merchandise coming soon. So all you have to do is click on, what is it? Let me share a screen real quick so you can see.
Okay, real quick, let me address Sheena. Sheena, I was there today. So she's a member of the Blacklist. She's a member of Idiotbox, et cetera, et cetera. I got her all plugged up for her little infomercial and everything. So thank you, Sheena. And she's good. Great place, great vibe. Go ahead, Troy.
Oh, I'm just telling everybody, go ahead to troyever.net, click shop, Idiotbox, get your merch.
Get your merch.
With that one. What's going on, Breon? Breon Haywood.
Thank you for doing
all the way up there in Lowell, Michigan.
Lowell, Michigan.
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about why do we celebrate toxic masculinity?
Why, you guys? It's like some behavior that's been made to be normal, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah. But before that, we were talking about something earlier, Drummer. We were talking about the white party. What's the guy's name? Michael.
Hey,
Shay, Miss Jones.
Man, now I forgot the name. Michael.
Rapkin.
Michael Rubin.
Yeah, so Michael Rubin has this white party.
He's worth $11 billion. He's a philanthropist.
And he has
go ahead, Troy.
And he has this white party where he invites a lot of people. How he got his billions of dollars, he owns Fanatics. So what Fanatics does is it sells merchandise for pro teams and things of that sort. And a lot of the NBA players and baseball players, NFL players are kind of partners or bought stock into his company. But he's worth $11 billion, and he had an all-white party. And everybody was there. What's going on, Shay? Are you guys still in Jamaica? Shay and Baba Yaga. I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys are still in Jamaica. Probably don't want to come home if you are. Don't blame you. I don't blame you. But anyways, at this party, everybody's there. And I was watching this video, and they were showing everybo's watches, right? They were showing the different watches that people had on, the celebrities have on. These watches were ranging from $1.2 million to around $250,000. Just watches.
That's crazy.
And that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
11 billion, right? He's still not one of the richest. Elon Musk was what, through 190 something. $190 billion. What do you do with all that money?
But the Waltons, you add up their three different, they were over 300. It was like 70 something million for Walmart, 70 something million for Sam's, all that money. And they chasing people out the store for stealing a couple of packs of meat. Stealing is wrong, y'all. I'm not going to disagree. But with all that money, I mean, really, they could just be having giveaways. Once a week, they could just be giving away $1 million worth of meat at every store all over the place.
Yeah, with making billions of dollars. And they say that, there's inflation. How is there inflation when these corporate entities are seeing a huge profit.
Huge. And let's not forget, folks, Walmart, 77 billion. And who's spending the money with them? Whose pockets is that $77 billion coming out of?
Sharif's.
You know what? The middle class have they have them cars, truck that's like we call it GMC. I saw one a GMC we call it Denali, and those are real nice truck. But man, it cost $114,000.
Wow.
Who can afford that? That's
Yeah.
money.
That's
If you got like $80 billion, you can afford them. That's Pakistan to them.
But then you got a lot of middle class people who can't afford that car will buy that car. Right?
Yes.
Right.
They'll put money down on just to drive a $200,000 or $100,000 car when that car costs more than what they make in a year. And what they'll do is they'll make the payments on it. They're $300 a month for, and then go ahead and get those, the interest off it. We just don't think most people in the middle class. Well, I'm not going to say most people. A lot of the reason that we're in the middle class is because we buy things we don't need.
Exactly. Exactly. It looks good. It feels good. But then later on, you're struggling to see how you're going to keep it.
Right. We got to
And
change.
it works for some people.
Yeah, it does work for some people. We gotta rethink the way that we our finances. We really do. Our community is one of the top consumer communities in the world. So, Sharif, when are you going to get your Denali?
Thinking,
When are you going to buy your Denali?
oh no, I'm not gonna buy it because I don't need it. I'm not gonna buy it. I don't need it. But it looks nice, when somebody else get it. But that's on them if they can afford, if they can pay the bill on time, or if they can lease it. Some people lease their cars. They switch cars and stuff.
Yeah.
I buy my car till the pay for it, and I ride it till the die.
I'm the same way. If I can't pay cash for it, I don't need it.
Ride it till it dies.
Another news.
We're all pausing.
Go ahead, Sharif.
But you know what? We were just talking about that the rich people, and we're talking about the middle class. But I want to say this with you: Amazon is having a big problem right now. They have 750,000 robots that's gonna replace 100,000 in humans. They're gonna replace them, so it's gonna be hard for people to get a job with the robot taking over. And they started in 2012, but now they kept getting more robots, and then it's gonna be hard for us to find jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Read that.
Nicole Brown says it's a mindset thing. Poor and middle class buy items with income to feel good, look good, while wealthy buy assets that generate money so they can go buy what they want and write it off.
Bam. Hold on. I gotta hit that with a star.
There we go.
That is very much true.
Yeah.
They write everything off.
Yeah. And Sharif is right when he's talking about, well, not right, but it's a good point. Again, for what is it? Not FedEx, but Amazon. For them, it's good business. You don't have to pay a robot a salary. You don't have to pay a robot's insurance. For them, it's good business. It's more money in their pocket. But does that cut the cost of shipping? Does that cut the cost of products and services that are going to your home? It does not. Goes in the pocket. And I think the problem with the problem with capitalism is one of the problems with capitalism is it's not very human friendly. If you guys remember the game Monopoly,
Yep.
how do you win the game of Monopoly?
When you take all the money,
When you
when
own
everybody else is broke.
everything. Yep. When you own everything and nobody else has money. That is the whole essence of capitalism.
Mhm.
Yep. But you know what? Me myself, I do toil and die, and me and the boss had a disagreement with each other, you know, and I was trying to tell him that he said the robot's gonna take care of this, and I told him the robot can replace us, you know, because we're valuable. No, and then he goes, well, they're accurate. And I said, I don't think they're as accurate as we are. So 2 days later, the robot made a mistake for the first time. And I told him, see what I'm saying? Robots can't do everything perfect. No, so, but that's what they're trying to do, have them walk, you know, just like the police dog. Now, if they want to go and do the violence with all the students and stuff, they're gonna get the robot to go, dog to go and get the person that's student.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the case of the robot,
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
For
ahead.
the case of the robot at your job, more than likely that computer didn't make a mistake. It's probably an operational error, because once you give a computer the data that it needs, it's going to do exactly what it's told to do. No variations, no nothing. So if it's a 0.6 centimeters off, or centimeters off, it's because it was entered wrong, not because the computer did something wrong, but because there was operational error.
Right. Yep, that makes sense.
Okay, Nicole Brown said, Monopoly, you own more assets than everyone else playing.
Yep.
Right. That's you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Stokey, what is that? Monopoly is banned in our house.
No, you know,
Greg cheats.
You know that that's the second largest. They're the second largest unemployment. Unemployment for Amazon, but number one is Walmart. Walmart is number one.
Yeah.
Because so it's gonna get worse.
Walmart number one.
But we got to do like what Drummer was talking about. Everybody have to get together and try to start another company or a business and stuff.
No, what I was saying also is, at jobs, people don't like to talk about what they make. But before I left FedEx, I got people to talking about what they make, and the pay discrepancy was so messed up. They did a pay review of my pay, and in the beginning they had managers that controlled your raise. That's where my raise was getting messed up, because the managers didn't like me. So there was guys that was making more money than me, that was under me, and I was making more money than some guys that had more years than me. And since people don't talk about what they make, you can't do anything about it, because everybody's scared. They don't want you to know how much I make. Y'all all making within what, $5 to $10 a piece from each other, and it's sad. People don't talk about how much they make on these jobs, and you should. Without the employees, you have no company.
At some jobs, once you get your job in HR, they tell you can't discuss your salary with somebody else.
Now that's true too.
You can't discuss your salary, because when I was working for the university, I wasn't able to discuss my salary with other people, which it's strange.
But you know, my job got a union, and they said that we're all supposed to be paid the same, but I don't believe it. And Drummer is about right, because they're like between the $5 to $10 difference between.
Yeah, it's sad.
But they have to like you. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, if you do the job better than somebody else, you should get paid more. Not because you come into the job and hobnob everybody and say hello. I mean, that's part of a race too, you know, just how you get along with other people, I assume. But if I do the job better than somebody else, I should get paid for the work I do.
Exactly.
We're not there to make friends. I'm there to get a paycheck.
Right.
Hey, that was one of my mottos. I'm not here to make friends. The only friend I have is my paycheck. We don't have to get along. Now, before we get started any further, I want everybody to remember we're doing this blacklist review. Don't forget, we don't know when. We're going to let you know. And we're going to pick a couple businesses. Who we're going to highlight. What we're going to pick, Troy? 2, 3 maybe? 2?
3. Let's do 3.
3 businesses. So if you anybody you know has a business, get into the blacklist. I'll put the link up again. That way, you can get your goods and services on there, and we can help promote your business because the blacklist does work.
Shay says, I worked at Home Depot and made more than the supervisor. I had been there for years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Wow.
That's crazy. See what they do?
That's a lot of. How does that happen though? How does somebody that comes in make more than somebody who's managing the place? But again, it's all corporate America. They're gonna do what they want to do.
They're gonna do what they want to do. You're right. And they can get you to believe that you got to keep your mouth shut and deal with that pay, then that's what you're gonna do and get that pay and keep your mouth shut.
Just imagine if Trump gets into office, how all that's going to change.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Is that link doesn't look like you can get it?
I mean, down at Hillid, is it Hillid?
It's Hilliard. It's Hilliard.
Hilliard. How you doing? Thanks for joining in.
Donna is my California peoples from way back in the sandbox. Donna, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. What did Shay say? Because in that case, he was stupid and lazy. Greg said, like my family just told me, why are you living to work? Exactly.
Are you still in? See, listen to this. Are you, Greg? Just quickly, Baba Yaga. Are you still in Jamaica?
Wait, you're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
Thank you for joining.
You're not now. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you're still in Jamaica. Yeah, and that's your family in Jamaica that told you that, correct?
Okay. So tell us all about it.
Jamaica, the culture in Jamaica is totally different. And that's why I've been telling you guys for years that I would love to go to the island and live. It's just the culture is just, the food is great, the people are great. He's down there by my stomping grounds, over there by Portmore and Spanish Town. I don't know if you went over to Spanish Town or not, Greg, but yeah, that's where I stayed a whole month in Spanish Town.
He said they've been giving me a dose of reality since I've been here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, every time I go, I don't know if you're talking, Troy, because you're breaking up. Every time I go to Jamaica, I love it. Makes you want to come back home and not complain about nothing because they don't really have much of nothing and they're happy. So everybody should go to Jamaica once in your life so you can see how happy they are out there with nothing. Literally just gave me my phone back because they wanted me to enjoy the culture.
Wow.
Now that's a good one. Look, here we go. Let's go to Jamaica and turn off your phone. Turn off turn it to airplane mode and you only can take pictures.
Yeah.
Is that what they do?
No,
They
I'm
tell
saying
you that?
they told Greg, they took his phone and told him to enjoy the culture without your phone.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, I could do that. That's not hard. Not
yeah,
everybody can do that.
yeah. They
There
don't
you go.
complain for shit. Just getting back to normal after the hurricane, and not one sad face.
You see what I'm talking about?
Wow, not even one tap face.
Yeah, you
Wow.
come back to America and Wi-Fi is off for 30 minutes, and everybody's having anxiety attacks. Wi-Fi is off. What's wrong with the Wi-Fi? What's wrong with the Wi-Fi? They don't have any running water or electricity, and
No.
they're out there barbecuing yams and chickens like they're having a party.
Look what he said. They wouldn't even allow me to take pictures. Wow, you look, they should give you a time where you take pictures, but then tomorrow, no phone.
Yeah. So what do they call you down there, Gregory?
Wow.
Wagwan Yankee boy. Wagwan Yankee boy.
That's what's up.
Wogwan Yankee boy.
Y'all
Let's see
come
what he
for a
said.
run?
Look,
Y'all come for a run?
look what he said.
Dumbass. That's what they call you?
That's what they called you, Greg.
They still
Oh, he
call
said
me
they still call me Gregory.
That's what's up.
What you been down there for like a couple of weeks, huh? Now that's a nice trip. Man, tell me you had some of that good old fresh cabbage.
No,
Bring some of
man.
that cabbage back to ATL, man. I want some of that cabbage.
The Aki and Sawfish. Ooh. Ooh.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's a great place to visit. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, clearing your mind,
That's right.
get away from the hustle and bustle of United States, man.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
Let me see. I wanted to say something. Come on, computer. You guys, once again, this is episode 147. We appreciate the ones who are in here now who's new. We also really appreciate the ones who've been here from day one. We appreciate the love, for real. Thank you.
Yeah, we really do. Thank you. We appreciate you. We try to get these topics, so I mean, topics that we could talk about. It's kind of like, what would you say, drummer? Kind of like therapy, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of like therapy.
Kind of like therapy. Today it's toxic masculinity. Now, if we got anybody in here who don't know what that is, because I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot of stuff I learned once we started doing this podcast that I thought I knew something about that I didn't know shit. Excuse me, mom, but I didn't know. So we did something similar to this years ago, and that's the first time that I knew what toxic masculinity was. I have to say it slow because I got to make sure I say it right. So yes, nice thought-provoking, something that we can talk about. Some people can walk away and say, I didn't know that, or I've been thinking of it like that,
or damn, I'm toxic. We might be talking about you.
I mean, I think everybody got a little toxic femininity, masculinity in them.
Oh yeah.
It's just a lot don't recognize it, or they don't listen to people when people tell them, or you don't know until somebody tell you.
Right.
Are you gonna listen? Is we ready? Or we still?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Still shucking and jiving? Okay, here we go. Let me go with it. Hold on. We got the. All right, so I guess I'm here to open it on up. You guys, today's show is about why do we celebrate toxic masculinity? Okay, so I do have something to read, just a little something, not much. Oh, shoot, I messed around. Oh, there we go. Okay, you guys, toxic masculinity is a term used to describe negative aspects of exaggerated masculine traits that can have a negative impact on men, women, and society. It's characterized by qualities such as toughness. Men are strong, aggressive, and emotionally hardened. Anti femininity. Men reject feminine traits, including most emotion, accepting help, and whoa, where was I at? I done lost my place. Oh, accepting help and domesticity. Power. Men are worth only if they have money, power, status, and influence. Other qualities of toxic masculinity include violence, dominance, emotional illiteracy, sexual entitlement, and hostility to femininity. So, if you didn't know what toxic masculinity is, you do now.
And the title is "Why Do We Celebrate It?" Because if you look at it, even in the political sphere, even I go into that a lot. Donald Trump is a poster boy for toxic masculinity.
Agreed.
But people love him. Women love him. His followers love him just by the way he talks. He degrades people. Everything is bad, right? Everything is not good. He can turn everything around. He's just got this bravado that he's a tough guy.
Yep. He also got that power with it.
Yeah.
But does he really have power though? Seems like there's a bunch of idiots who follow him. So, like you said, why do we celebrate it?
That's a good question. Why do we celebrate this? Is it part of our culture? Is it something that's going to ever go away? There's different. There's 3 or 4. Was this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 traits? Drummer touched on some of them. Here's some 5 traits of. Just let it scroll. Emotional suppression. Men are often discouraged from expressing emotions like sadness, vulnerability, leading to emotional repression and mental health issues. Remember when you're younger, Dad used to say, "You better not cry."
That's
You
right.
stub your toe or something. What do you say? You better not cry.
You better not cry.
Don't be a sissy, right? All these different things that they were taught when they were older. This is kind of like the toxic masculinity we're talking about.
Right.
And I think we grew up on that, being Gen Xers.
Mm-hmm. With dads and our dads, like you said, Joy, don't be crying. It's always been you can't show any type of emotion, any crying.
Yeah.
I guess like it says, it leading to emotional repression and mental health issues because a lot of times a man ain't supposed to show no emotion. He's supposed to just be strong and deal with it. What Martin said, suck it up. Suck it up and deal with it.
Yep. And a lot of times there are men out there that use it against women.
We were talking about Trump and his toxic masculinity, and Gregory says, or Baba Yaga says, that bomba clot ain't tough.
Ain't tough.
Shay says, because it's been ingrained, unfortunately.
True.
That was me last week, trying not to express that I was burned out and mentally drained. My boss ended up suspending me and sending me on early vacation. Told me to get it together before I come back to work. Yeah, see?
Wow.
Look, Greg, we're really happy for you that you got that time to reflect. And that's one thing that men don't do, self-reflect, right? Because we have all these problems and we're like, could I be the problem? Do we ever think about, hey, could I be the issue? Could something be wrong with me? No, because all those emotions and everything we have suppressed and don't talk about it. But we're glad that you got that time off, man. Another trait is aggression and dominance. Toxic masculinity promotes aggression and dominance as a sign of strength, often leading to violent behavior and unhealthy relationships. Like taking a woman and raping them in the dressing room and paying 80 million for it,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah. Like it's nothing. I'll just put some money on it and it'll go away.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we're very aggressive. We're very aggressive. Uh, I I guess we could say a very aggressive culture, even in the rap culture. Very aggressive. Everything's aggressive. Everything's manly.
Very aggressive
Um.
women too.
Yes. Um. So yeah, toxic masculinity promotes aggression.
Aggression and dominance as signs of strength. And a lot of them who supposed to be using toxic masculinity really is scary to the mud.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest person in the room.
That's
And,
funny.
and we don't look at that flip side of it either. Like you got alpha males, sigma males, you got different
Right,
males that, or personality traits.
right, right.
Some people are just aggressive.
That's just it. What we got? Mr. Cole Brown said facts. Now listen, like Troy usually says, nobody just y'all don't just want to sit here and listen to us three bumbling idiots. I'm gonna put that link up again. So if you want to come in the green room, come on in here. I don't know where Stankfinger is or what is he on there? D Knox or whatever name he is, or Cherie who usually come on. I know we ain't been up to par on our show lately, so we getting back on it. Just life's been lifing. But we do need somebody who wants to come up and talk about this. Greg, I guess you can't come up from Jamaica, can you? That would be nice. Let us see what it's looking like over there. Bring up some of your Jamaican family and tell them talking about toxic masculinity today. Let's see what they think about that. So we got anybody out there? What you think about the whole toxic masculinity thing? Mr. Cole
Yeah,
Brown,
Sharif.
facts. Go ahead.
What do you think, Sharif?
I do. I do see men that get emotional, and they don't like to say what they're going through, and they put it out on people. No,
Yeah. And have you ever seen a young kid or a child, whose father is, I wouldn't say toxic, but just a masculine guy? When you ever see a kid just get so angry, they have emotions, they don't know how to express it, so all of a sudden they start tearing shit up, right? Punching holes in the wall. You're like, hey man, what's wrong with this kid? Uh, she says it annoys the f out of me.
Oh, what annoys the F out of you, Miss Nicole Brown?
I guess the toxic masculinity. Let's see what.
Oh, yeah, what annoys you? I was reading, doing a bunch of other stuff. Oh, Cherie's coming up. Miss Nicole
It's,
Brown, what annoys you? We want to
she
make
said.
sure we know what annoys you.
He says they're already looking at me crazy for being on here. Well, tell them we appreciate that you're coming on. They gave you your phone back. Blink twice, if you're all right. Hey there, Shree, how you doing?
so
Oh,
Hey,
I
what's
didn't even know
going
I was
on,
on.
Sheree?
Hey guys, I didn't even see it. My bad.
Well, thank you for coming on. I guess I called you out, huh?
You
Oh,
did.
okay. She
It's
did. You was right, Troy.
you
She
left
did
me no
say
choice.
toxic masculinity annoys the fuck out of me. Okay, okay. So, Cherie, thanks for coming on once again. What do you? How do you feel about toxic masculinity?
It that's exactly what it is. Toxic. I was matter of fact, I was seeing a guy that's like that. He's very he's not even fine, but he's attractive, and he got like you could be sexually attracted to him, and he knows this, so he takes full advantage of that, and he feel like he don't have to bend, he don't have to do nothing, it's my way or the highway. I'm God's gift to women. A lot of the times we can make men like that because of how we treat them. We give them husband treatment when they don't even deserve it.
Mm,
So a lot of times women can make a man like that too. It's not just always the man.
Well, I guess that's true. If you don't check him in the beginning and let him know, no, you're not treating me like that. You're not talking to me. If you let him do it, then I guess it's like a snowball. He's coming down the hill and he's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What Greg say?
He says, "I admit I have those traits sometimes. Just depends. I think we all do.
We all
You know,
do.
I think all men have those,
Mhm.
and I'm far from fine.
Is that what he? That's what he was trying to spell fine, but I thought he was saying phone. I am
He
far.
says, far from fine. Yeah,
Okay.
but again, like I think it's just part of the culture. I think it's just part of the Western culture and Eastern culture too. Because if you think about the Muslims and how, the Sharia, what is it, uh, some of the Muslims, what they practice, I think it's the Shiite. I'm not sure. I don't want to get it wrong. But,
Yeah,
the women
I'm
have
not
to
gonna
cover
speak on that.
cover their faces, and they're like second class citizens. Even here in the United States, we still treat women as second class citizens. You guys can't even do what you want with your bodies. We've taken that right away from you. Well, we didn't. The Supreme Court did.
Right.
So it's just, why do we celebrate it? Why is it
Because it's
so
just
prevalent?
you like we said, we go back to our dads and men that we grew up with. We just been rolling around with it. And like you said, all of us men, it's just like that. I'm gonna say I do. And it's something if you get used to, you do it until somebody tells you about it. Then when you realize it, you're like, I mean, what man wants to really hurt the feelings of a woman that he loves? But if he listens, then he knows, oh wow, did I really say it like that? Was it that? Because I'm bad at saying certain things and not realizing it was wrong and it was like, but if you don't tell me, I'm gonna just ooh. But if you tell me, I'm like,
Yeah, and I think a lot of times it's not what we say; it's how we say it.
there you go.
Yes. Delivery is
Because
everything.
yeah, delivery is a lot. Because when somebody asks me something, or I don't hear them or whatever, my reply is what, just like that. What? And that's my delivery for what to anybody, right?
Yes, that
Or
would
if I
drive
didn't
me
hear you,
insane.
or if I didn't hear what you were saying, or I didn't understand what you were saying, my delivery for what is gonna be what? What did you say? Just like that. That's my delivery.
Greg says if you want to know if you are really sexy, come to Jamaica. They will put you in your place quick, especially women.
It's
Mr.
not
Cole?
about being sexy though. It's not about that. Why I said that is because a lot of women tell men that, and so when you tell them so many times, they get this different aura about themselves. They carry themselves different because now their head is pumped up. It's not about being sexy because he's not fine, but he got that attraction that that women like, and he knows that, and he takes full advantage of it because it's not about being sexy for me. It's about how you treat me and how you make me feel, and it's a lot of men that don't do that. They're more concerned about themselves than the woman. They're not pleasers.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? We had something else I was gonna read. Would be where were we at? Oh, okay. Homophobia and transphobia. Toxic masculinity often includes the rejection of anything perceived as non heteronormative, leading to discrimination against LGBTQ plus individuals. So when we were growing up, it was mm-mm, you would
Right.
get beat up.
Yes.
In Jamaica, they ain't playing that shit. Why you talk
You
about
stupid.
Batty boy? Yeah, damn Batty boy. That's what
You
they call it.
stupid.
Batty boy. Where I'm gonna get us canceled. But hey, what you guys do in your bedroom that's on
That's
you,
your business.
right? That's your business. It ain't my business. I could care less. Just don't bring it around me.
Right.
Do you?
And I think that's one thing they try to do is force that behavior down other people's throats, right?
Hmm.
And, and they normalize it,
Hmm.
and nowadays it's normal. You know
Yep.
what he said? He said, "Hell no."
Oh, we both clicked it. Hell no, you would get beheaded. It said decapitated.
Decapitated, found in the ocean.
At
Yeah, see, other cultures don't allow that behavior.
all.
And I think it wasn't popular in the United States until they saw how big that community is, and that they vote. Right?
Right.
But again, to each his own. You do what you do. But
What's the next one, Troy? Read the next one. I'm trying to find something.
okay, I'm trying to click over real quick.
Find something.
Okay, sexual objectification. Does I say it right?
Objectification.
Objectification. Thank you. I lost my place.
It can also involve viewing women primarily as objects for male pleasure and asserting sexual dominance, contributing to issues like sexual harassment and assault.
Yeah, no Diddy or no Trump.
Oh,
No Diddy, no Trump. Yeah, so we saw what Diddy did to Cassie, which was a shame. That guy should be beaten down the stairwell at that hotel on television for pay-per-view.
Who did he pay to be able to buy that video from? I mean, how could you I would have sold it to him and still put it out.
Well, that's what they did, obviously. He got it from somebody, and they years passed, and all these accusations came out. And they're like, "Oh, man, let me not only sell it to him, but let me sell it to TMZ."
Man, you know they paid millions for that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a true sign of toxic masculinity.
Exactly.
And you see that in hip hop music, tip drill.
Tip drill. You know what I didn't think
Remember
about
that?
Yeah, that was Nelly, wasn't it?
That was Nelly. Do you know what tip drill is, Cherie?
Did you say Cherie or Sharif?
Cherie.
Oh, no.
You don't remember that song by Nelly?
I remember the song, but I don't know what it means.
Oh.
Okay, so Greg said, "Oh, I was really guilty of that, minus the sexual harassment and assault. But I learned that it was not productive." He said, "Oh, that came from being in the comedy scene."
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's toxic masculinity doesn't stop in men, women too. So we're going to talk about that next week. There's some toxic femininity.
We're going to talk about that next week.
Yep.
And then you got a lot of men on here. I have a cousin that literally put her kids out, turned on her kids for a man that treats her like crap. And see, it's women like that create men like him, because you're allowing him to come before your kids. You're allowing him to come before you. Wow. So when you love a man more than you love yourself, that's where the problem lies, because that gives them room to infiltrate you with that toxic masculinity.
So I guess it can go both ways, because a man can sit back and let a woman just do everything, and that's how she becomes toxic femininity. So it's not just men, it's women. I would say it's more men than women, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Got some women out there. Got some women out there like, give me the credit card. Next, sit your ass down and do dishes.
It's women out there that would knock a man out, clean off his feet.
What did you say? Give me the credit card. Sit down and wash the dishes.
Sit down and wash the dishes.
The baby done shit it. The baby need a diaper change.
Yeah, some women are pretty masculine themselves.
Now, back in the day, women wasn't like that, No. But now, you don't even know if you're looking at a man or a woman. So it's hard to tell when you got women out here that's looking like men with the sag and hanging their drawers and got the haircut, and you don't know. So that right there shows you that women It's all messed up. That's all I can say.
That's a good one. The fact that someone would want you to separate yourself from those you love for their benefit is selfish as fuck.
Hmm.
That
Yeah,
also annoys the fuck out of me. Well, man, what else annoys the out of you, Miss Nicole Brown?
yeah, that is really, especially if it's your children. You know what I mean? They came from you. Those are yours. You brought them into this world.
Oh no, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No. And I think
Yeah.
the older you get,
Selfish.
the older you get, because I admit I was extremely toxic. Extremely toxic. But the older you get, you look at things in a different view. Being a grandfather and have a beautiful granddaughters and a grandson, I'm like, shit.
How did you know you were toxic?
What do you mean? How did I know? Because I was
You
fucking
just said
toxic.
that you were toxic. So how did you know?
Yeah,
What were
how
you
did you
doing
know?
that made you toxic?
Everything that you said was basically me at my younger age.
Hmm.
Everything that we're describing on here was me. That's how I acted. That's how I acted. That's how I thought. That was my thought process. And again, this is handed down from father to son, generationally. Hey, don't cry. I was telling the guys in the beginning, before we came on, or I played football. This is rocket football. My father was the coach. I made a run. I got tackled, and I fell when I was tackled, I fell dead on the football. So the wind got knocked out of me. So I turned over and I couldn't breathe. I don't know if anybody's had the wind knocked out of you before. It was a scary thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe. You just keep trying to breathe in. My dad came over and punched me in the chest and said, "Nigga, you better breathe." like there's no, hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? No. The immediate reaction was breathe, right? So that's part of that's the behaviors that we learn as young kids or young men, and that was just prevalent, especially in the 70s and 80s. You better not cry. You stub your toe and your toe was bleeding. You better not cry.
Tell him I'm gonna put him down. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
Right.
He all right. Your
Just wipe
whole
yeah.
finger turned backwards.
Just put some napkins on that blood. He'll be okay.
Put a Band-Aid on it.
Hmm.
What Greg said, I would do that with Jalen. After injury, get up and go get it back. Don't show weakness. Exactly. My dad was
Right.
the same way too.
Mm-hmm.
But that when they get older, that makes them not want to be emotional. That makes them not want to express themselves. That makes them not want to be in touch with their emotional side.
Right.
When you do stuff like that, which creates
Exactly.
toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a learned
It does.
behavior, and it's learned
Absolutely.
through. I mean, look at Die Hard. You know what I mean? Even the movies we watch, Die Hard. The guy's walking through glass with stuff wrapped around his feet, shooting AK-47s, diving off windows. Which is insane. Nobody's going to do that. But that's the kind of stuff we grew up on.
Right.
Or
they are
yeah.
angry. Yes.
Yep.
And then Greg
That's for
said,
sure.
so I found myself trying to change him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. For me, I learned a lot about toxic masculinity as I go back and think about it from my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't realize certain things as a person that is being toxic. You don't know it's toxic, but until somebody, like I said before, until somebody tells you, somebody you really love, when they tell you, then you're like, if don't nobody tell you, you're just gonna keep on doing it. And a lot of people who are toxic, you can't tell them nothing because they never gonna think they did anything wrong, ever,
Right. Yep.
ever.
And Shay's got a point here. I mean, there's kind of a balance to that, right? When it comes to the father
Mm-hmm.
and the mother. The father Greg did what was right, especially when you come from a 2-parent family. The father is there to discipline and provide. The mother's there to, take care of, nurture and take care of. But when you're in a single parent house where it's just you and your dad, you don't get that feminine aspect of it. You know what I mean? If you live with your dad and it's just you and your dad, you don't get that. You just get dad. You don't get the nurturing aspect of it. And I think there's a lot of kids that grew up that way.
Right.
Or the parents are separated where you spend time with the dad, you spend time with the mom. Now you're really confused.
Right. Exactly. Then you had some moms who weren't able to baby the boy or give him that after he got in trouble because the dad was like, nope.
Yep.
So
yeah, there's no reinforcement or reassurance in that type of I guess you would say environment.
None.
Yeah, Sharif used to get beat all the time.
I used to get beat all the time.
Yeah, because you didn't listen.
No.
Yeah, your dad used to whoop your ass. Sharif, you better listen.
No, I wasn't listening. The best I can. But like I remember it was like I was playing basketball. Then I had a good game, but my father told me the opposite, that I did terrible in front of everybody. And I'm over here like, man, I scored 15 points, and I got a whole bunch of steals and stuff. So I still wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
But you know what? With our daddies being brothers, my dad was the same way. When I'm thinking I'm doing good, he said, nope, that ain't nothing. You could do better. You could do more. So I took it as, dang. But when I got older, I just thought about he was just pushing me even harder. But I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to hear that I'm doing good right now. Then you can still go higher.
So again, that makes you upset, right? My dad was the same way. Instead of saying something like, hey, you had a great game tonight, but hey, you know what? You could do better next week. Try doing this and this and this. Not, fuck your 104 yards. You could add 200 yards. Why did you get 200 yards?
What, you got tired or something?
Yeah, and then you're like in the back of your mind, did you ever run 100? Did you ever get 104 yards, motherfucker? You want to say shit like that, but you don't. Did you even play football?
Greg said one of the things that haunts me the most is that because of me being hard on Jalen, he thought it meant I didn't love him when I actually just want the best out of him. Now, I can tell you this. Every young boy whose father did that to him thought their dad didn't love him. Am I telling the truth or am I lying?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
false, Troy. You thought that.
But when you're younger, we don't understand.
No, you're good now.
We understand.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand now, but I did used to think like he loved my sisters more than me.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be who I am right now without
that. I can't stand him. I can't stand him either. I mean, that's what I used to think. Oh, I can't stand him. That's what I used to think about my dad.
What about when you had to wash the dishes 2 or 3 times because you didn't do it right the first time, and you in there saying, "Why don't you do it? Why don't you do the dishes?"
Do the Eddie Murphy. God, please kill him. Oh man. Yeah, so next week we're going to get into toxic femininity. It's about that time. We appreciate everybody joining in. We love y'all. Go ahead and do your thing, Sharif.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for watching episode 147. I'll see you next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Peace.
Peace. Thanks for joining. We'll see ya.
See ya.
We're in a lot of trouble because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniac. In God's name, you